So, what if I told you that new Bankrate report found that 59% of Americans can't cover a surprise $1,000 bill using their savings? That means most people would have to borrow money or cut back elsewhere. For those of you just starting out, that figure can feel even more, let's say, real. You've landed a job, you're ambitious, but few early money missteps. They could be quietly messing with your career goals before things even really get going. Stick around because today we are looking at 5 big money mistakes that could be costing your future. You're starting out, new job, fresh income, and whole bunch of new things to think about. It's exciting for sure, but it's also a time when it's easy to make some financial oopsies. That first real paycheck, it feels like a massive deal, and it absolutely is, but what you do with it and all the ones that come after is even bigger. So many ambitious folks, whether you are in a corporate gig or rocking the freelance life, make some key errors in their early years. And those aren't just tiny slip-ups, they are more like cracks in the foundation that can lead to long-term money stress and honestly stop you from hitting those big career and life goals you are working so hard for. Now we are getting into the 5 most common and damaging money mistakes entry-level employees make. And more importantly, we'll talk about actual ways to dodge them, helping you build that solid financial base you need to really succeed. Getting a handle on this now can literally save you thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars down the road and get you on the path to financial freedom way sooner than you might think. Mistake number 1. Not building savings and an emergency fund. Now, thinking you are too young or don't make enough to save, especially for emergencies. You've just started earning and it's so tempting to spend it all. Maybe upgrade your life a bit and enjoy the new cash. And hey, you totally deserve to. But not if it means your future self pays the price. Here's the thing, life is full of surprises. A Bankrate survey from early 2025 found that only about 41% of Americans would use savings for a $1,000 emergency. For younger folks like Gen Z and Millennials, only 28% and 32% respectively would tap into savings for that kind of unexpected expenses. Think about it, a car repair out of nowhere, a sudden medical bill, or even losing your job. These things happen. Without a safety net, these events can send you straight into debt. You might have leaned on high-interest credit cards, take out loans, or even ask family and friends for help, which just adds another layer of stress. This isn't just about money problems, it's about the mental load. For someone just starting their career, this is especially risky. You're trying to make a great impression, learn everything, and show your value. A financial crisis can be a massive distraction and can even affect how well you do at work. So, what you can do? It's probably simpler than you imagine. Make building an emergency fund a priority. The usual advice is to save up 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Now, that might sound like a giant mountain when you're just in the beginning, but you don't have to conquer it overnight. Start small, seriously. Even 25 or 50 bucks from each paycheck adds up. The trick is to be consistent. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a separate, dedicated, high-yield savings account the day you get paid. Treat it like any other bill. This pay-yourself-first habit is super important. Make this emergency fund your number 1 savings goal before you even think about investing for other stuff. Once you have that cushion, you feel this incredible sense of security. It lets you take smart career risks and handle life's little bumps without throwing your ambitions off track. Think about opening a high-yield savings account for this. So your emergency cash is at least earning some interest while it's waiting. I know it's small, but something is better than nothing. The peace of mind? Priceless. Mistake 2. Skipping the budget and not tracking expenses. The second major mistake is basically flying blind with your money. In other words, not having a budget and not keeping an eye on where your cash actually goes each month. That first real salary can feel like a ton of money, right? And it's super easy to fall into the trap of thinking you can just spend whatever you want and it will magically work out. I know that a lot of people are operating like this, but here's the reality check. Without a budget, you are kind of like driving without a map or GPS. You have no clue if you are heading towards your financial goals or if you are about to drive off a cliff. This lack of money awareness often leads to overspending. You might find yourself wondering, where did all my money go a few days before your next paycheck? This can quickly turn into living paycheck to paycheck. Even if you're making decent money. It means you're always reacting to your money situation instead of being in control. Chances to save, invest, or pay down debt just slip because you don't have a clear view of your cash flow. And for someone with big ambitions, this is a quiet dream killer. How can you save for that cool professional certification, that down payment on a place someday, or even seed money for a side project if you don't know how much do you realistically set aside? The financial stress from overspending and living on the edge can totally mess with your job performance and just your general happiness. The fix? Get friendly with budgeting. And no, budgeting isn't about feeling restricted, it's about feeling empowered. It's about telling your money where to go instead of scratching your head wondering where it vanished. Start by just tracking your expenses for a month. You can use a budgeting app if you want, a Google spreadsheet. Group your spending, housing, transport, food, fun, and etc. Once you see where your money is going, you can make a budget that actually works for you based on your situation. The main thing is to find a system you like and to check it on regularly, especially when your income or expenses change, which can happen a lot in your early career. A budget gives you control and clarity, turning your financial life from kind of chaotic to organized and helps you get on track to achieve those awesome ambitions. Mistake number 3 is really a common one, especially if you recently graduated. Mismanaging debt and your credit. Lots of entry-level folks start their careers already dealing with student loans. Then there's the temptation of credit cards, car loans, and other ways to borrow. If you handle it well, credit can be a helpful tool, but if you handle it poorly, it's like a financial anchor dragging you down. The big issue is that high-interest debt, like credit card debt, can get out of control super quickly if you are not tackling it head-on. That $500 you put on a credit card can easily balloon into $700 or $800 if you are only making those minimum payments. This just eats up your income, leaving less for saving, investing, or even just enjoying your life. On top of that, mismanaging debt can seriously trash your credit score. A bad credit score doesn't just mean you pay more interest on future loans. It can make it harder to rent an apartment, get a cell phone plan without big deposit, and sometimes it can even affect your job prospects, as some employers do check credit reports. This is a huge hurdle for anyone trying to build a stable and successful life. You are working hard, but a chunk of your paycheck is just disappearing into interest payments, really slowing down your financial progress. The solution here has few parts. First, really focus on paying off high-interest debt as fast as you can. The two main methods people use are the debt snowball, paying off the smallest debts first for those quick wins, very motivating, and the debt avalanche, paying off debts with the highest interest rates first to save more money on interest. Pick one that gets you fired up. Make sure you're making at least the minimum payments on all your debts to avoid penalties and dings to your credit score. For student loans, get to know your repayment options. There might be income-driven plans or other programs that can make your payments more manageable. And this is a big one. Check your credit report regularly. If you see any mistakes, dispute them. Use credit cards smartly. Ideally, pay off the balance in full every month so you don't pay any interest. Think of a credit card as a convenient way to pay for things, not a way to buy stuff you can't actually afford right now. Building a good credit and managing debt well in your early career will open so many doors and save you a ton of money down the line. The next mistake often comes from a common misunderstanding. The idea that retirement is so far away that you don't need to worry about it yet, or that you just don't earn enough to start investing. This is a really expensive belief to have. The main problem with delaying retirement savings and investing is that you miss out on the incredible power of compound interest. Compound interest is basically earning returns on your original investment and on the interest you've already earned. The longer your money has to grow, the more powerful the compounding effect becomes. Waiting even just a few years to start investing can mean you have to save a lot more later on to catch up, or you end up with a much smaller retirement fund. Think about it. You're probably in your early to mid-20s. You could have 40 or more years before you retire. That's an amazing amount of time for your money to grow. People have different goals, of course. You maybe want to retire by 30. Putting it off by 5 or 10 years, that could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars less by the time you retire. So many young professionals feel like they don't have enough cash to start investing, or that it's too complicated. Just letting that feeling stop you can really hurt your long-term financial security. If your job offers a 401k or a small retirement plan, especially if they match your contributions, try to put in enough to get the full match. That match is basically free money, an instant 100% return on what you put in. If your employer doesn't have a plan, open an individual retirement account. A Roth IRA can be awesome for young earners because you pay taxes on the money now, and then your qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. Automate your contributions, just like your emergency fund savings. Even $50 or $100 a month makes a massive difference over decades because of compounding. Don't feel like you need to be a Wall Street wizard to start. Low-cost index funds or target date funds are great choices for the beginners. They give you diversification without you having to pick individual stocks. The main thing is that to make investing a regular habit, your future self will be incredibly grateful. Seriously, the power of starting early is huge. Our final mistake is actually a two-parter: giving it into a lifestyle creep and not investing in your own financial know-how. As you start earning more, maybe you get a rise or a bonus, it's totally natural to want to upgrade your lifestyle. Everyone wants it, at least. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive hobbies. This is what people call lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep. The trouble with lifestyle creep that just happens without you thinking about it is that your expenses go up just as fast or even faster than your income. So even though you're making more money, you're not actually getting further ahead financially. You're still living paycheck to paycheck, just a more expensive version of it. This makes it super hard to save more, pay off debt faster, or invest more. Lots of people find themselves earning a good income but still feeling broke because their lifestyle has just soaked up every new dollar. This can lead to some serious financial regrets later on. And making this worse is not keeping up with your financial education. Personal finance isn't usually taught in schools, so it's really up to you to learn about budgeting, saving, investing, and managing debt. Without this knowledge, you are more likely to make bad decisions that aren't aligned with your future vision. The solution here starts with just being aware. When your income goes up, make a deliberate choice about where that extra money will go before it just gets absorbed into your everyday spending. A good guideline is to put at least half of every rise or bonus towards your financial goals, like boosting your retirement contributions, building up your emergency fund, paying down debt, or investing more. It's totally fine to enjoy some of your increased income, but do it thoughtfully, not just out of habit. At the same time, make a commitment to keep learning about money. Read books, listen to good podcasts, follow trustworthy financial educators online, and don't even be afraid to ask questions. Understanding things like asset allocation, how much risk you're comfortable with, how taxes work will help you make smart choices. The more you learn, the more confident and capable you become at managing your money and building wealth for the long haul. Making sure your ambition isn't sidetracked by money traps you could have easily avoided. So here's a recap. First, not building up any savings, especially an emergency fund, which leaves you totally exposed to life's unexpected moments. Second, not budgeting or tracking your expenses, meaning you don't really have control over where your money is going. Third, mismanaging debt and credit, which can cost you a fortune in interest and really limit your options down the road. Fourth is putting off retirement contributions and investing and missing out on that amazing power of compound interest. And fifth, letting lifestyle creep eat up your rises and not continuously learning about money, which can keep you feeling stuck no matter how much you earn. It's all about being smart and intentional with your money so you can build the future you really want. Building a strong financial foundation early in your career is one of the most powerful things you can do to set yourself up for long-term success and reach those big goals. It takes discipline, yeah, but the peace of mind and the opportunities it opens up are absolutely worth it. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you maybe made or seen friends make? Or what's the best piece of financial advice you've got when you were just starting out? Drop a comment below and let's learn from each other. If you're still watching this and you know you want to get deeper, not just learn, but actually implement a strategy that fits your life, I've put something together for you. There's a link below where you can watch a short video that explains how we help people build real financial independence with a tailored strategy, accountability, and the exact habits and tools to apply in your everyday life. And if it resonates, you have the option to book a personal call with us where we can help you map out a plan that's 100% aligned with your goals and your situation. It's not for everyone, but if you're ready to take this seriously, this might be the next step that really moves the needle for you. Bye.